Bill Gates' next door mansion is for sale, and today I'm going to critique it. And then I'm going to give it an Arvin score at the end of the video, so if you ever decide to purchase a property like this, you won't make the same mistakes. I'm Arvin Haddad. I'm the How to Buy Mansion guy. Let's watch this video together.
Today we're here at 5893 Winland Hills Drive here in Rancho Santa Fe. This is one of the more impressive homes I've ever come across. The level of construction is absolutely over the top.
I know what you're thinking. What's the architectural style? Where the hell does Bill Gates live? Where is Rancho Santa Fe? And what the shape of this house is? Rancho Santa Fe is the perhaps estates area of San Diego. Like, you got this humongous horse properties, really beautiful, close to the beach relatively, and you get a lot of land, good weather, and a lot of ultra wealthy people in the San Diego region live in Rancho Santa Fe, one of the most expensive areas in all of the United States. Second, architectural style, I have no freaking idea, okay? And that's rare, okay? But it's a combination of English manor, Georgian revival, you've got a little bit of American country in there, but ironically or surprisingly, it actually doesn't look bad. Now, I'm going to talk about the facade. It has flaws, but the ratios and the proportions of windows and elements, the palette, the color, the copper, the brick, it kind of works. And then Bill Gates lives right next door. That's the main house. It's public information. I'm not doxing him. And then that whole ranch underneath, that horse property, is the Gates Ranch. So that's where they got all their horses. All that area is his. And as for the shape of the house, we're in uncharted territory. We are beyond the L and the H-shaped homes and the U-shaped homes. I believe this is the first case, patient number one, of lower E-case home. Okay? The way it sits on the lot, it takes complete commanding position of the central location within the lot, and then it leaves very little spaces, ratio-wise, on the outskirts for land when land and flat land is really critical in Rancho Santa Fe. Now, let's take a look and see if we can spot some flaws and point them out to you.
I'm Tim Van Damm. Welcome home. So come on in. There's a gate as you approach the home. We're on a private street here as well. That street also has another gate. So you've got added levels of security. This brick right here, you see there's concrete and there's flecks of brick in here. As you see behind me, we've got all of this brick facade. These are all solid brick. Every single one of them was hand chiseled, and then extra parts were put into the concrete in the driveway. So as you walk up here, you can see you've got a real slate roof. They actually don't even cut slate this thick anymore. I love driving under a portico.
It's not a portico. I wish it was a portico. It's a porte cochere. It's for the car in an area where it never rains. This is San Diego County, okay? I do not understand why you would put a porte cochere over here. And most importantly, where the hell is the facade? You're telling me you had 2.6 acres of land, you created a driveway, and then you decided to allocate the juice, the bone barrel of the property to your internal courtyard / motor court, and then the facade of the house is covered with the porte cochere, and it's not centered to the entrance. Insane. One of the biggest flaws of the property. You dedicated your mission to going for this arrival experience, and then you screwed it up.
And this one, the scale is just crazy. I mean, look at these lights. These are all solid copper. This light right above me is probably, I would say 5.5. I'm 6'2", and that thing's probably 5.5 feet tall.
Okay, let's talk about the exterior finishes, because it really contributes to giving this property its architectural identity, as it's really estate-like, right? Doesn't have an architectural brand. It's an invention by an architect, and I think he's done a decent job with the ratios, roof lines. But most importantly, what really brings it in to give it that prestige is that kind of a manor look, that historical chiseled brickwork that is done. But he's paired it really, really well with copper. This combination of oxidated copper, that patina green color on it, next to the purple chiseled brick and the slate roof, really give it that kind of a old money vibe and energy.
You've got this herringbone detail here, all of this detail of brick, again, all hand chiseled. You got this beautiful koi pond behind me, put in by the current owners. That was not part of the original construction. And then you come up to these front doors here. These are built-in statues. You've got real flame on either side. Pretty impressive. That's all controlled with switches from inside. These doors, I mean, look at this. Look how thick this door is. They've got their own hydraulic system. 1, 2, 3, 4 different spots. They had to be craned in and put in. It was a really big endeavor. And then you can see all the copper inset here. When you look at these, you barely touch them and they just flow just like that. Heaviest doors I've seen on a front door, and I would put these at close to 15 feet tall. So this home actually has
an amazing internal wow factor. Now, you remember how I said you enter and you don't even see your sideways to the facade, and the porte cochere doesn't even allow you to see it. But when you come in, you have that wow factor because they positioned the entrance to be west facing. And that's where you got ocean in the distance and the sun sets right there. But internally speaking, look at the ratios and look at how effortlessly this stairway goes up, right? Really shallow depth, and I think a lot of mansions get it so wrong. They try to have this double staircase going up and they just don't have the room and are forcing it, and it's really sharp and forced. This is the scale that it looks beautiful. Now, the finishes, you've got freaking marble everywhere. We'll talk about that, if it's a good idea to actually, do a gut job renovation, or is it better to just go with the flow and try to fix a few things here?
This home actually has a name that they call it the Eagle's Nest. And we're gonna get to it in a little bit, but there's a massive bronze eagle that's outside by the pool.
I don't think eagle does it justice. This is a pterosaur nest. I mean, this property just completely dwarfs every other property next to it. Like, it just dominates the whole lot. And that is one of its flaws, and it creates massive layout issues that you will find out later. But at the same time, gives it multiple exposures, east, west, north, south, you can think of it, from different parts of the house.
Just look at these floors. They're all different designs going each way. It's almost like a really rich walnut color here. Before we get into this space, I want to bring you right over here. This is one of the craziest patterns you'll ever see. It's complete mirrored, so you're probably going to see my cameraman in here, but don't worry about it. He's a good looking guy. So we're going to come right through here. And then look at this. Everywhere you look, it's all mirror.
Dude, this would induce a urinary retention in men.
You're good at that.
It's like, you just go there, you're like, it's not coming. There's too much. It's a little excessive, no?
And then you open this right here, and that's the water closet. This is the men's room. There's a women's room on the other side. There's even a phone booth. So if you want to take your calls private with a cell phone and not be rude, there's a soundproof room for that. So now we get into the master suite. So as you'll see, we've got a sink right over here, refrigerator, I believe, right in here, that's tucked behind here. These walls are actually like a kind of tufted padding. And you'll see, this is all very original condition. So obviously some buyers may want to come in and refresh this and put their own style into this.
Okay, this property is obviously super dated on the inside, but you know what's impressive? The palette of the finishes, from the drapes to the carpet to the beds to the painting on the wall, and not just this room, also the formal living space, the whole coloring, the whole system, it actually is a very cohesive palette. Dated, but it actually works.
And we're gonna go right back here. You've got 2 closets here. This one's locked off. They've got some, they just want to keep that private. And then this is another, closet right in here. Tucks around, goes around this corner. And then we're gonna go right over here into the bathroom area. So greeted by a shower here, and then another one right over here. Powder room back here, another one on the other side. And then, as if 2 showers weren't enough, you've got a steam shower in here. And then on this side, you've got a sauna right over here as well. This is a bigger sauna than most spas. And then again, this is sort of all mirrored here. So this is hidden. but you go into this space here and you've got this bright skylight, another spa in here.
This property reminds me of the Evergreen Crystal Palace I critiqued. Subscribe if you haven't. It's a funny, crazy property. But most importantly, pay attention to one, the fact that the primary bedroom is right next to the front door and it's distance to the rest of the house. Remember, this is a lowercase e house. There's a lot of walking going on over here if you don't want to cross your motor court to go to the other side.
The bones are phenomenal. Again, it's just a very estate-like feel to this home. So we're gonna walk back through. All of these columns here are solid, you know, just beautiful stone. Just to give you a sense of scale, look at this. I look like just a little person in this room. So beautiful woodwork around the top. They've got some built-in artwork here. This is all just a rug. This could be changed. It is possible to get the furniture with that. That would certainly be something that a buyer would negotiate separately.
Okay, let's talk about the formal living space. It's really grand. And pay attention, even on the lower floor primary bedroom, the ceiling heights were not that bad for considering this is an older property. Pretty impressive. Now, the palette, again, I'm not talking about if I like it or not, but the colors they've used, you know, from the fabrics to the draping to the marble, it actually goes really, really well. This would be the part of the house that I would try to maintain and just modernize the furniture. And the color is really lively. It actually gives a certain type of energy to the property. I'm really impressed by whoever who designed this back in the day, right? You don't see this level of sophistication in palette designing and elements. So it's one of the actually really older homes that they've balanced that eclectic quirkiness of the property with proper art that actually matches it. Again, none of it is my taste, but I appreciate somebody executing it correctly.
Here we've got built-in fish tank. I've been told not to put my finger in because this guy will give me a ride, so I'm gonna keep my fingers out of this. Beautiful sunken bar here as well.
Hats off. It's giving it functionality. You see what I'm saying? I always talk about this on my channel. If you're a subscriber, you know this. You gotta give your formal living space functionality to have reason to actually use it, because you happen to normally put your formal living space at the prime central location in the property, which is normally the best actual location within the lot, where you get the best views or whatever. And if you don't give it functionality like a bar, you will rarely ever use it. So I like this.
But before we get to the formal dining, I want to bring you up this way just so you can get a feel for this hallway. Check this out. This is so cool. This is remember the ladies' room. So I said we had the men's room. So you got the ladies' room here. Of course, you've got a sitting area here.
As much as the men's powder room induces urinary retention in men, the women's powder room really supercharges their menstrual cycle. It's all very feminine. It's cool that there's a seating arrangement here, actually. I can see ladies just kicking it, you know? Just hanging out, avoiding the men.
I mean, look at this hallway. It's incredible. It's incredible. This is made to look like murals. Artists do that and then they'll put it on a wallpaper and lay it on, but it looks like hand-painted murals.
Like they didn't have enough columns. We need more. Let's double that. Don't worry, honey. I'll have someone paint it. I think we had enough columns going on. We really didn't need this.
But I mean, you got the stone with the wood, with the carpet, all inset here. You go right over here. This is your formal dining room. This is all built in. This looks to me like probably cherry wood here.
Very comfortable. I like how it's perched up. It's right next to the kitchen on this side. Just so you know, like it's really a long house, right? Like you're going through the bottom of the E all the way through. But again, so far the connections are working. The main thing is that you're just getting farther and farther away from the primary bedroom downstairs.
If you look at these doors here, this is sort of a miniature version of the front doors. These are really thick. It's a very similar setup with the glass. And then you come through here. This is just such a cool library. I mean, I love this space. And while we're here, I want to just sort of pop out here and show you that koi pond. They brought in this tree here. It's a beautiful ficus. Look at some of these fish. I mean, they're huge. You got these monster koi here.
Okay, so the office is right by the motor court. The koi pond is right there. You can receive people easily, right, without them going through the house. But the office itself is in the heart of the house, right next to the kitchen and family area. So you're going to have a lot of traffic. You don't get that separation, so you can have focus on your work. But having said that, the scale and the finishes are really, really impressive. In fact, the original builder of this property was Taiwanese, and this property helped them go bankrupt. He was overspending on all these finishes, craftsmanship, all these like chiseled stone, and all these elements are super, super expensive. And at the same time, probably economy went through a fluctuation and he was over leveraged or whatever, he went bankrupt. And this is exactly how, your dream home could turn into a nightmare. And that's why I have my inner circle, where I can pressure test all your decisions, save you money, and increase your resale value, because that's always my focus. So if you want to build a dream home that at the same time will do really well on the market, I think I'm your guy. Here's the QR code. Fill it out. If we are right fit, I will help you out.
We're gonna go back over here. Notice here how the pattern changes on the wood floor. It's the same material. It's that walnut kind of material, but it changes more to squares on this floor. We've got another inset carpet, fireplace, wallpaper. The scale is just over the top.
Okay, so here's your family room. This is exactly where the property breaks the angle, right? And you got a small family room, opens up to a small family dining and a big kitchen.
You come back through here, beautiful chandelier. You got a water fountain out here, which we're gonna show you in just a bit. And then you come back through to the kitchen area. So this kitchen, they've got a range, huge commercial scale griddle. We've got induction ovens that are built in right here, ice maker, 2 dishwashers, trash compactor, 2 ovens, 2 warming drawers. And then if you go back here to the back of the house, 2 more warming drawers, huge pantry. And then this was originally a walk-in refrigerator, but they just decided they wanted just to keep it as 2 small fridges. So this could be put back to a walk-in refrigerator if you like, and then it goes around the corner and goes back into that dining room.
Okay, so the kitchen is completely dated, but a huge footprint. And most importantly, super central to everything but the primary bedroom. And you have a back kitchen, it could be a chef's kitchen. You had a refrigeration area like now we do, which is pretty impressive for the time it was built. And you have a massive pantry. And it opens up to the formal living space really easily, your family dining and your family room. Again, centrally located within the E-shaped property.
We're gonna go in the theater here. You can see this is all inset, sunk down, set up for a theater. There's actually a place that you can go behind the screen as well.
This is not a theater. This is a screening room, and it's perfect for this property because it's going to get used. I talk about this, how movie theaters in the basements rarely ever get used. When you have a screening room, this is where you're going to hang out. Right? That little lounge area next to the kitchen is your conversation place where you have a cup of tea, hang out. But this is going to be pretty much the heart of the house where everyone's going to get together, and it's central to the kitchen, to all these areas where you're going to spend the most amount of time. Now, I'm also impressed by, again, the color palettes. Like when it was done tastefully, I believe.
As you can see, we're walking right by the koi pond. These doors have been secured. So, because initially this wasn't here and they've secured them closed. So now they're more like windows than doors.
This is actually pretty important what he just said. Because of the shape of the house, you're going to have double exposure. Because of that huge motor court inside, you're going to have light coming from every single direction. Now, that's at the expense of giving the heart of the lot to the motor court and having smaller backyard areas around the house. But I have a fix for it. So continue watching. I will show you how you can improve that later in the video.
We've got another sort of powder over here. They call this the game room. There's an outdoor kitchen outside that it's kind of next to. This would be for like pool table, ping pong, whatever you like.
Really? It's the purple room with 2 seats in there. I'm not getting game room vibes at all. I think this was a girl's bedroom.
You've got the laundry room, this laundry. They've got it set up, washer and dryer, and then there's an industrial washer and dryer here as well with a sink. We're gonna head around the corner here. This was originally designed to be the gym. And so it's got actually padded flooring, so for gym equipment.
Why here? Again, I feel like they ran out of ideas. You see, this is a common issue that I see when I'm helping in my consulting. where they make a decision beforehand. They're like, I want this shape of a house. I want the house shape look like a nest for an eagle, okay? And then you end up with these rooms that you don't really know what to do with them. And this is a classic example. I would have really expected the gym to open up to the outdoor space. You have fresh air. This looks like a, loft area.
And again, sort of, peeking out over, some of this outdoor space over here. So, and then we're gonna head upstairs.
Now, did you spot the flaw? You saw the first floor. What would be one of the major issues with this house if you buy it? Doesn't matter if you park your car at the front by the porte cochere or in the garage, any of them in the back. Just to get to the heart of the house, it would take days, right? So you did this whole motor court experience, right? And it didn't even solve that. It didn't even solve when you do shopping, you park your car, you want to get to the kitchen quickly. This would be a freaking walk to get to the kitchen because it's central to the house, all the stuff that you want to hang out, right? But farther away from the primary bedroom and where you arrive to the house.
You're looking down into that massive foyer space with the bar and the fish tank that we just saw just before. So we're gonna head over here. Every one of these bedrooms up here has got sort of a balcony area. You've got pink. This was initially set up for a girl's room, beautiful wallpaper, walk-in closet, clawfoot tub, toilet, and just, all the detail. And then we've got another suite here. I mean, this would be like a master suite anywhere else. Little wet bar here. Look at these views. And this is the ocean right here. Again, you've got this balcony deck right out here. This is obviously set up as an office right now.
Okay, so both these bedrooms are right above the primary suite. They're not big enough to be the primary, but at the same time, they're west and south facing. So you're going to get a lot of good natural light and maybe view of the water in some of them. But majority of the money, if you purchase this property and don't want to completely tear it down and renovate it, has to be spent in the bedrooms because they're completely dated. I think with the interior downstairs stuff, you can use some of the finishes in there to keep that alignment with the exterior architecture.
It's got more double doors going in here. Beautiful jacuzzi, tub, shower, walk-in closet, powder room, and little vanity area over here as well. I mean, just impressed. Look at this. It's like arrows here. I mean, look at the detail here. It's just really, every time I come here, I find some new little detail. Remember I told you we were gonna show you the top of the office? Well, here it is. So that spiral staircase comes right up here and then it wraps around here. We're gonna pop into this room right over here. Another secondary bedroom, walk-in closet back over here. So everywhere is solid, everywhere is walk-in. Come up here. This is the roof. I'm gonna show you that in just a minute.
Hallways after hallways. So much of the square footage of this property goes to the hallways. You're just getting that double exposure to have this kind of a nest-looking shape, to be able to have exposures from different angles, but a lot of wasted square footage.
Another room here. This was meant to be sort of a playroom. So they've got all these built-ins. Obviously it's a bedroom. Another balcony right here that connects with that other room. Tile work, bathroom, tub, walk-in. Everything's a little bit different. Everything's got a different style. You can see here just the fun colors here.
As you can see, the property is really geared towards the views in an area where I believe in Rancho Santa Fe, land is more desired than views. They're appreciated, but land is first.
This was a back staircase it connects in right where that game room was downstairs in the gym. So that's how you would get to this. And this is another whole guest suite here. So nice, beautiful sitting area.
I think we're at the circle in the lowercase e over here. We're somewhere around there. Again, it's such a long, curvy house. It's crazy. But again, the scale of the rooms are pretty impressive. All the bedrooms are very good size, very comfortable, all walk-in closets and everything, and they all get really good views.
If you look at this roof deck, again, you've got the dumbwaiter comes all the way up here. So it's literally designed that you can entertain right up here as well. And then if you go around the corner, this is all stubbed out for drainage and sinks. So you could have, another barbecue up here, little sitting area, and these views are out of control. If you look right over here, you're looking at Del Mar Racetrack, the Fairbanks Country Club, You got the Gates Ranch right over here. I mean, talk about 360. The Del Mar Country Club is over on the side right over here. La Valle Country Club is over there. So you can literally see 3 separate golf courses just standing in this one spot.
This doesn't work. You need a bathroom up here. It's just not big enough. I don't see you coming up here ever. Okay, you're already at the promontory. You're at one of the highest elevations in all of Rancho Santa Fe. You should be able to do this in your backyard. Okay, and you don't need to simultaneously see everything. Okay, you can have different experience for different times in the day. So complete waste of money. Again, these are all elements that in my inner circle I help my clients just cross off. I saved $2 million for a client by eliminating an indoor swimming pool that he wanted to do. Just one project, right? So there's so much that you have to pay attention if you're actually going to use it, and is it going to add value to the property when you're finished with it, when you decide to sell it, or if your kids decide to sell it.
Look at this chimney. So look at the detail on this chimney right here.
And this is why I believe it's a little bit of arts and crafts style, because arts and crafts homes normally have these really off-center kind of quirky chimneys. So yeah, it's such a hodgepodge of style. I can't even name it. This is like an invention for sure.
Now, if you look behind you, right over here, those 2 chimneys are totally separate. Every chimney has got its own level of detail. Even the caps up here are all pure copper. So, this is all copper. You can see the patina right here. So there is no place where they cut a corner in this entire house. Really impressive.
And they went bankrupt. It's literally... it happens all the time. I think you guys would be surprised how often actually this happens. So many people lose everything trying to build their dream home. Happens all the time.
All right, so we're back outside. Check this out. Watch, you walk up to the edge, all the fish are right here. It's just impressive. Look at this beautiful statue right over here. All this portico going through here.
That's not a portico, man. This is the aqueduct. This is what the Romans used. He's calling everything a portico. Yeah, I don't know what the purpose of this is, but we have, a bridge connecting 2 sides of the house.
2 garages here, 1 here. There's another long one here that was originally designed for a stretch limousine. That was what it was set up for. Another 2 right here.
Wow. Again, you got to park your cars over here and you have a nightmare. It would take you, you got to take the bus to get to the kitchen from here. Really far away.
And then if you go up here, this is the living quarters I was telling you. I'm not going to show you those because there are people living here who are maintaining this property.
Whoa, what the hell is this? Why is the window over here sticking? Look at this. Oh my God, what happened to all that craftsmanship? Somebody screwed up over here.
We're gonna go through right over here. As we're going through here, you'll see there's different statues, all over the place. I'm gonna show you the fountains first, and then we're gonna go to the pool area, just so you can kind of see how it all ties together. 2 outdoor showers right here, bathroom in here, so kind of a pool bath. And then this is all set up for an outdoor kitchen. And then look at these fountains. I mean, this is impressive. These sellers built this entire area. This was not part of the original construction. Took them years to do.
Okay, so here's the part that you can actually improve this property. First, if you want to buy this house, you got to like this architectural style and you got to like this kind of estate-like feel, okay? If you don't like it, it does not pencil whatsoever, because then you have to, it just doesn't work. The way the house sits on the lot and everything, if you want to keep it and you enjoy this, then there's an opportunity for you. And I think one of the parts of the house that really does and do the lot justice and actually hurts it is this area. It's so lush, it's so over landscaped over here, and it takes away exactly what this house really misses for the demographic who want to buy it. Is flat land, right? It's just so busy. It looks like a freaking jungle. You don't really need this area. I think this should be really cleaned up, create a little bit of lawn, create a little bit of indoor, outdoor, let the rooms and the interior breathe, see the view. I think this is a cheap way, very inexpensive way to add value to the property, just to take this stuff out. You don't need it.
So you've got all these beautiful bronze statues inlaid. It's all pebble tech on the bottom, so kids could swim in here, play in here. This bridge that's going out here.
Yeah, but Pocahontas here is really blocking the view. Like, why would you go buy a view property and then block your own view? If you wanted to do this, go buy in the valley, right? Like go buy at the base of the mountain. You know, you can do all the types of landscaping. You can make it all jungle, whatever you want. But this whole vista is why you're paying extra for this lot. And then you're, you know, blocking it. Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, look at the level of detail of all of these water features. And then you've got this beautiful view, great place to come out, have a drink, enjoy, relax, and not think about the world.
And here's the other side of the house. Again, this used to be a tennis court, but they put a swimming pool over here because that whole area where had a fountain, they didn't want the kids to swim. I don't know what they're doing. But an easy way to give this property what it needs so that, you know, buyers would be more interested in this is giving it lawn, giving it that grass area where it's really desired in Rancho Santa Fe, and they just doubled down on these water features. So at least one of these areas should be taken out, given it to land, given it to lawn, to let the property breathe, give the view to the property it really needs. Now, let's give it an Arvin score. Location, Rancho Santa Fe, the best estates area within San Diego. I'm going to give it an 8 because it's not globally known. Lot quality, 2.6 acres, it's going to get a 10. Lot utilization. This is a strange one because you do have a, you know, motor court, you do have that private driveway, you do have great setbacks, but that was not what this lot really needed. And for that reason, I'm going to give it a 7. Privacy. This is a really good one. Double gated. You're perched up above your neighbors. No one looks into your property. I'm going to give it a 10. Lot orientation. Majority of the house is west facing, east facing, or north facing. Just a small portion is south facing. But because the way the house is positioned on the lot in the E-shaped house, I'm going to give it a 9. It's going to be lit. Architectural style. Look, it didn't really have a facade. That porte cochere really killed the front facade and it was not center. But overall, they kind of mixed bunch of different architectural style and it looked decent. It didn't look bad. For that reason, I'm going to give it a 6.5. Views. This was really good. And considering you had views from almost every single room was really, really amazing. But none of the views were like a 10. I'll give it a 7.5. Layout. This was horrible. It's just really, really bad. I can't give it anything more than 3. Scale and volume. This was impressive for especially an older property, even on the upper floor. Very well proportioned. The rooms were all very generous. The formal living spaces, the family room, everything had good scale to it. I'm going to give it an 8. Finishes. This is really complete redos. I think some of the stuff in the formal living space could be kept, but majority of the house has to be gut renovated. And for that reason, I'm going to give it a 2. Now, here's the Arvin score. And if you want to see a video where I predicted the conflict that it's going to happen in Dubai, watch this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the comments.